Today, I will be creating a Google Ads search campaign using the new Google Ads interface. So I'll be giving you a step-by-step tutorial for how to do that. I'm going to show you some basic information related to conversion tracking using your Google Analytics 4 account. So I'll be showing you how to track a specific page on your website as a conversion. In my case, my conversion event is affiliate clicks. So the goal for me is to actually get people to come to my website and click off to some of these products. And when they click on this and get sent out to one of my affiliates, that counts as a conversion. So that is what I will be tracking today within my campaign. Now, if you have a Shopify website, all you really need to switch is the way that you are tracking conversions within Google Ads. If you don't know how to install Google Analytics 4 or you don't have it installed on your website yet, what you can do is follow along with some of my tutorials that I've already published to YouTube, and I will link these in the video description. I show how to install Google Analytics 4 with Google Tag Manager, how to install it on WordPress, how to do it manually, how to install Tag Manager, Analytics 4, and Search Console, and then how to install it on Shopify as well. So I will be going over all of this information and improving my overall Shopify tutorials as well. So if you're working with a Shopify website, you can still follow along with this tutorial. The main difference will be the conversions that you actually add within your Google Ads account. Now, I will be adding some more tutorials on my channel related to Shopify, so be on the lookout for those because I'm going to be doing a lot of new Google Ads content now that there is a new interface to work with. So one thing I want to go over before we get started with the campaign creation is the website I'm working with today is brickpop.com. So within the Surfside VIP member section, I am going to be releasing a lot of information related to growing your website, growing an affiliate website. So I'll be growing brickpop.com. I'll be growing surfsideppc.com. So if you have a website where you're trying to drive more leads for your business, I'm going to show you how to do that as well. I'm going to be growing the YouTube channel as well. So my goal is to basically get these websites and this YouTube channel as many views as humanly possible. Now, once you sign up for Surfside VIP, it's a $2.99 per month membership fee. You get access to all of my premium content. I'm going to be writing a brand new book that will only be available in the member section and releasing a long course related to growing your website only in the member section. So if you're interested in this, you can join by going to surfsideppc.com/membership. And from there, that will allow you to actually join directly from my YouTube channel, and you will get access to all of my premium videos. Now, let's get back into Google Ads here. And where we want to start is first and foremost with conversion tracking. So I already have the conversion added to my Google Analytics account. So within Google Analytics 4, if you go to the admin section, the very bottom left, one of the things you're going to see here is conversions. So my conversion right here, and you can see it is already tracking properly, is affiliate clicks. I have 61 total conversions for the month. Still growing this website, not getting much traffic yet, but we should see a lot of growth within the next few months. So what we want to do is we want to add some new conversion events. What you're going to see right here is new event name. So if we come back over here and we go to events, so we're still in the admin screen, right above conversions is events. So you can actually set any of these as different events as well. So if you're trying to track, for example, a form submission, you can track that as well. So if there's anything that you are trying to track here, any existing events, you can just mark them as a conversion. And once you can do that, you can actually import that conversion into Google Ads once you link your Google Analytics 4 and Google Ads account. Now let's keep it really simple here, and we're going to create a new event. And what we want to do is first, so we'll click over here on the blue create button, and what we want to do first is name our event. So we're going to click here, and if we scroll down, you can see there's a lot of different events that you can add. So if you want to do an add to cart, you can use that as an event as well. Begin checkout, checkout progress. There's a lot of different things that you can track. In this case, let's just keep it simple. We're going to do generate lead, and then what we're going to do is not event name. So there's a lot of different parameters you can choose from. But in this case, we are going to do a specific page on our website that we want to track. So it's going to be page location, and basically what they're looking for is a URL. The input must start with either HTTP or HTTPS. Now what I'm going to do is contains. Now there's different page locations you might send people to after they actually become a lead on your website. You can also track these using form submissions, so that's another way to track conversions. I will include a lot of conversion tracking tutorials directly in the video description because there's a lot of different ways to track conversions, and I have a 2-hour video on my channel for different ways to track different types of conversions for your business. This, we are going to do page location contains, and here would be the value of the page that people get sent to after they actually become a lead or a sale. So for example, if you are selling something on your website and after somebody finishes purchasing, they go to an order confirmation page. So let's just use that as our example. People will only hit this website after they actually purchase something from your website. So let's just say you're selling a course, maybe you're selling whatever it is that you're selling. So people hit this order confirmation page at the very end of it. This would count as a conversion. Now, another popular one that people do is just a standard thank you page. So basically, thank you for signing up to our newsletter. Thank you for signing up to whatever it may be. And that will be a new way that you could also track this as well. Now, let's just pretend this is order confirmation. So we'll come over here, we'll do order confirmation. So as long as the page location contains that, then this will count as a conversion every time someone hits that page. So our custom event name, we have to remember this, generate lead. And what we're going to do is we're going to click on create. Okay, so now we have generate lead when the page location contains order confirmation. So now that we have that new event, we're going to copy this custom event name right here. So we can copy it right here again. Click on the X, and what we're going to do is we're going to come down to conversions. Now you're going to see mark your event as a conversion. So you're going to see click conversion. So they'll actually walk us through this step by step. Now click new conversion event. This is pretty cool actually. And then what we want to do is name your event. So our event name is generate lead. So they stopped giving us prompts here, but we want to put generate lead in here and we want to click on save. Okay, so we're going to click on the X here because that stopped working for us. Now generate lead is counted marked as a conversion. So even if we don't have any events yet, what we're saying, and it's not going to show up here till we start getting some events here, but what it's going to say here in conversions is we're going to see generate lead, and every time somebody hits that page, it will count as a new lead. So now what we need to do is come back over here to our Google Analytics 4 account. Now, one thing to keep in mind is my Google Ads account and my Google Analytics 4 account are both under the same exact Google account. So if I come over here to product links and we click on Google Ads links here, what you're going to see is no links yet. Click link to create one. So we're going to click on link here and you're going to see link to Google accounts that I manage. Choose Google Ads account. And now you'll see it's going to pull up this Google Ads account. You'll see the account ID right here. So let's come back over to our Google Ads account. And if we come over here, just click on your profile picture up at the top right corner, 688-892-6244. Coming over to Google Analytics, so that is the same exact account name. So select this here. So selected one, you can have up to 20 different accounts linked. So we can click on confirm. Now we can click on next. Configure settings, what we can do is enable personalized advertising, yes. Enable auto tagging. So you do want to enable auto tagging. That allows us to actually track. So it's going to add a unique ID to the end of our destination URL. That allows analytics to track the details of each click. So basically it's called auto tagging. Auto tagging will be enabled on our Google Ads account, directly linked to the manager account as well. Allow access to analytics features from within Google Ads, yes. So this is exactly how I would set it up, and click on next. And then what we want to do is review and submit. So just double check, make sure we have everything set here correctly, and click on submit. Okay, it's going to say it may take up to 24 hours for your Google Ads link to begin displaying data. It probably shouldn't, but sometimes it'll take a little bit longer with Google Analytics 4. The other thing we can do is create a remarketing audience. Now, this video is really going to be more geared towards beginners, so I will have follow-up videos to go over remarketing audiences, and it's definitely something I will cover within my Google Ads course if you are looking to really expand your Google Ads information, or Google Ads knowledge, really. So we'll click on the X here, and what we're going to do is we're going to come back over here to Google Ads. Okay, now that we're over here, now it's always weird working with a new interface, so I'm getting used to this as well. But if we click on the admin section, what you're going to see is linked accounts. So let's come in here to our linked accounts. And what you're going to see is your linked accounts and products. So right now we have Google Analytics 4 linked here. So if we click on manage and link, okay, so we scroll down here, what you're going to see is we have our property link. So this is the one that we just linked. Now, one of the things you're going to see is linked app and web metrics deactivated. So we want to activate app and web metrics. So click on activate here. So now we have this linked app and web metrics are activated. So generally I just refresh the page just to make sure that we have everything set up properly. And now what we want to do is we want to import our conversions. So coming back over here to our Google Analytics 4 account, we want to import our conversions into our Google Ads account. So we have two conversions here. So when we actually go into our Google Ads account, they should come up when we go to our conversions page. Now, conversions are going to be under goals. You're going to see conversions and measurement. So let's come over here to conversions. And what we want to do is we want to click on summary. So when we come into summary, you're going to see set up conversion tracking. We're going to do a new conversion action. Now, Google Ads has actually made it much easier to set up your conversion tracking when you do get started in here. So if you do come into new conversion action without doing anything else and you go to website, One of the things you can do is scan your website domain. So enter the URL for the website where you want to measure your conversions, and Google Ads will actually give you some tips for measuring conversions based on your website. So let's enter our website here, and we'll click on scan. Okay, so we scroll down here and it's going to say create conversions actions manually to access custom features. Your linked Google Analytics 4 account already has 3 events. You can import all events from your analytics account or import individual events below. So we can import all of these right now, but for right now, what I'm going to do is these 2 ones that are other. So affiliate clicks is really going to be my main one, but you can see how easy it is to import generate lead as well. So we'll import both of these. So first we'll start with our affiliate clicks. So conversion action added. Complete this flow to save your new conversion actions. So we'll import this one as well. So really that simple. And the next thing you want to do is click on settings. So within settings, we have goal and action optimization. Now my action optimization here is an outbound click. And what we want to do is add this to our account default goals to be a primary action used for bidding optimization. So secondary actions not used for bidding optimizations may be just some key pages on your website that you don't really want to optimize for. Basically, these are your primary actions should be your key performance indicators. So you may say a secondary action is something like an add to cart, because what you really want to do is use a primary action like sales, or even an extra step throughout the checkout process after somebody adds something to a cart. So that is basically the difference between a primary and a secondary action. Now our conversion name here, I'm just going to leave it exactly as is. So BrickPop Web Affiliate Clicks. Use the same value from your Google Analytics 4 property. Now, if I say, okay, every time somebody completes this conversion, it drives me through $30. Now, it doesn't, but let's just say, for example, it does. You can use the same value for each conversion, and this is definitely more popular if you are selling a course with a fixed price, or you have leads where you have data where you say, okay, every single lead that I drive is worth this amount to my business. What I'm going to do is just use the value from the Google Analytics 4 property, which will basically count 1 conversion every time there's a new conversion. It's going to say $1, but basically it counts it the same way it would count a lead. Now count every conversions to count per click or interaction. In this case, I'd rather use 1, because let's just say, for example, somebody comes to my website and they click on this one, they click on this one, they click on this one. Really, it's the same person that's continuously going to Amazon, so I'd rather count them 1 time than count every single unique conversion if somebody's clicking on a bunch of affiliate links. So let's come back over here to our Google Ads account. You want to do every for purchases, 1 for leads, signups, and other conversions, where basically you don't want to count the same person filling out your lead form as 2 different conversions, because it would be the same conversion. Engaged view conversion window. Select how long to track conversions after a video engagement. So this is just 3 days. That's going to stay right here. And then attribution is going to be data driven. So we're not going to change the attribution model. You can use a last click. So this gives all the credit to the last clicked advertisement. The data driven uses basically your entire account's conversion data, the entire conversion path, to give credit different places along the path. So if somebody converts on the final click, but they clicked on 2 ads beforehand, then you have an idea of, okay, this person clicked on 3 ads before they converted, and it gives you more information for the conversion path somebody's actually taking. So let's come over here and click on done, and now we have this conversion all set up. Outbound click, we're not going to, or the other one here, the generate lead, we're not going to do anything with. Outbound click is going to be the main conversion goal that we are optimizing for. So let's scroll down here. Now you can create conversion actions manually. That's not something that we're doing. And we want to turn on enhanced conversion. Uses the information customers provide on their website, which can help improve measurement and optimize your campaign. So we're going to turn this on and we're going to click on agree and continue. Now, I'm not actually collecting much information on my website, but that's fine. We'll just still use enhanced conversions. So we created 2 conversion actions. We're all done. Now we're ready to create a campaign that actually optimizes for our conversion action. So we can go through this little process here if we want. Easily manage conversion actions with goals. Apply account default goals to get the most out of your budget. Track conversions for optimization or optimization. Return to the table view anytime. So we'll click on done. Very useful, I guess. Okay, so let's come back over here to campaigns, or we could just go to right here to create, and we're going to create a campaign. Now they also have conversion action here in create, so that's actually a new thing that I like. Okay, so what's your campaign objective? Now, I consider this objective a lead because it's different than a sale. Even though it's technically driving a sale to Amazon, I would recommend using sales when you actually have a specific revenue attached to whatever action somebody's taking. In my case, I'm counting every single outbound click as one, so we're going to count this as a lead. So we're going to click on lead here. So conversion goals, group your existing. We're not going to do this. Yeah, we'll leave the guide. So what we're going to do is this one here, we're going to remove our other goal, and we're just going to use our outbound clicks goal. So this will be the one thing that we're optimizing for. Now it's saying it's inactive because we haven't driven any yet, but once we start driving them, it'll start counting these as a conversion. As long as you're seeing conversions in Google Analytics and this is tracking properly, you shouldn't have any issues with how it's tracking within your Google Ads account. So we're going to click on continue, and we're going to keep going on with our campaign. Now I'm going to create tutorials for each of these campaign types, and that will basically be what I put into a course. So I'm going to combine all of these tutorials into one course. So let's come over here to my search campaign. I do want to do more around Shopify for the course, so we'll definitely have a shopping campaign in there, and we'll be using Performance Max with a shopping campaign. I may just recreate the search campaign for my Shopify website as well. Now let's keep scrolling down here. How we'd like to reach our goals, website visits. So we can enter our website here, brickpop.com, and scrolling down to our campaign name, let's just say BrickPop Search Campaign, and we'll just keep it like that. So we'll click on continue. Okay, so what do you want to focus on? We'll just go through this ourselves. What do we want to focus on? Conversions. Now, the overall setup here isn't too much different in the new interface, so you're not seeing a major difference, but I'd rather create tutorials with the new interface than the old interface. We want to focus on conversions. We can set a target cost per action. So basically what that means is, let's say every conversion for our business is worth $30 like we mentioned before. Then what we can do is set a target cost per action and say, you know what, I want to drive leads at $15 each. So that means that every time we're driving a lead, it's going to cost us $15 or less with our Google Ads campaign. Now, it's not always going to work out exactly like that for the campaigns that you're running, and it definitely is easier to set a target cost per action when every single action is worth more for your business. In my case, I'm just going to I want to focus on conversions, and I'm not going to set a target cost per action. I'll go over some alternative bid strategies after the campaign. There's different strategies you can use on Google Ads depending on what client you're working with, what website you're working with, what your overall goals are, and really what your overall budget is as well. So for large budget clients, it's much different than for somebody who does not have a large budget. So I will give you some different ideas for basically if you have a huge budget or a small budget. So we want to focus on conversions. This is going to be our bidding strategy. It's going to do the maximize conversions bidding strategy. With this, it would be the target CPA bidding strategy. So I'll go over bidding strategies more in the end of this video. Let's click on next here. Now, campaign settings, I always recommend just running these on the search network and including Google Search Partners. You can try to include the Google Display Network. I generally prefer to run Google Display Network campaigns completely separate from Search Network campaigns. If somebody can show me otherwise where there's data that says opting into the Google Display Network is a good idea, then that's something that we could always try in the future. But let's just stick with what I generally do, and that's going with the Search Network campaign. The main thing with display expansion, it's going to say show your ads in more places and get more conversions at a similar cost per action. If you have a larger budget, this is something you can test for sure, but let's just pretend we have a small budget, which we do. We're going to use the Search Network campaign here. So we're going to scroll down. Now keep in mind, I'm not really intending to run ads for this website. The margins are so small for affiliate products in terms of toys and things like that. There's some affiliate products that you can run ads with, generally things with recurring revenue or with very high average order values. These are not. I mean, if somebody comes in here and purchases this toy here for $13, my commission is basically nothing on that. So I have to drive clicks and conversions for it to make sense for me to actually run Google Ads campaigns. So next is going to be location targeting. So very quickly, if you go to location options, I always recommend using presence. People in or regularly in your targeted locations. Now, if you sell all over the world and you're doing all countries and territories, then just keep presence or interest. For more limited scope types of advertising campaigns, let's just say even it's the United States, I'd rather target people that are actively in my targeted location. So presence or interest only really makes sense to me if you have a really large location that you're targeting. So if we do enter another location, you can actually search locations here, but I like to go into the advanced search and we can enter any location that we want. So let's just say Dallas. If you search Dallas, you're going to see a bunch of different options. Dallas, Texas, the city, Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas, the DMA region. So you see it's a larger reach when you're doing the actual market of Dallas compared to the city of Dallas, which is going to be basically this small area around Dallas. So we'll click on X here. Again, we'll just use our Dallas example for right now. So they have Dallas County, they have Dallas County, Alabama, Dallas County, other ones, Dallas, Georgia, things I didn't even know existed. And then what you'll also see is locations that include Dallas would be Dallas County, Texas, Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas, Texas, the entire state, and United States, the entire country. Now, I'm just going to target United States, but I just want to go over some of the different options for locations. There's more you can do with location targeting, and I will be updating my location targeting video this year as well. So we'll go through those in more detail in that video. But basically with that, you can target most locations just by seeing what I just did. So we're going to keep scrolling down here. Next is going to be language targeting. So select the languages that your customers speak. If you're targeting multiple languages, you can add multiple languages here. You can run campaigns based around multiple languages. So it depends on the overall strategy that you're using. I'm just going to stick with English for the language that my customers speak. So let's keep scrolling down. Audience segments. So you can add audience segments to your campaign. And one of the things that you may want to do is add an audience segment such as a customer list to either exclude them from your campaign, or you can use customer lists to build audiences as well. You can also bid higher for people that are on customer lists, but it really depends on what your overall goals are. Now, if we come over here to browse, you're going to see some of the built-in audiences directly through Google Ads. And then how they have interacted with your business is going to be your data segments. So I can do all users of brickpop.com. I can do purchasers of brickpop.com here. So we can do this and just add this to our campaign and do absolutely nothing and just observe how all users of brickpop.com actually perform within this campaign. Now, I don't get enough traffic. This is saying 0, so I haven't built this audience yet. So it's probably not building at all, but once you get more traffic, it's definitely easier to run remarketing campaigns. We're going to come back over here. So a few different things, who they are, detailed demographics. So if you want to say, okay, we're targeting homeowners, you can add those to your campaign as well. So different options for audience segments. And basically with audience segments, you can observe how they are performing within your campaign, specific audience segments. So if you're trying to target parents, for example, for BrickPop, I could say, okay, parents of infants, toddlers, preschoolers. It makes sense for me to target these 3 different detailed demographics because those are going to be people that are most likely buying for my website. Now, if we come up here and we do a few more things, education, home ownership status, employment, marital status, affinity audience are going to be much more broad. So these are very, very broad audiences. I generally don't use these for search campaigns too often. Combined segments I will use every now and then in-market segments you can also target as well. People who are actively researching or planning something related to whatever it is that you are promoting. So let's come over here to search, and one thing I could do is, let's say I'm targeting toys. So if we come over to toys and we do what they are actively researching or planning, you're going to see in-market for toys. Now, some of the other in-market audiences, infant and toddler feeding would work, baby and children's products will work, potentially board games. People who are in-market for baby and toddler apparel are probably looking for toys as well, because if you have a baby, you're looking for toys, apparel, pretty much everything all the time. Now, there's also things, water activities, equipment, and accessories. Probably not what I want to target here. But if you scroll over in any in-market segment, what you're going to see is people interested in purchasing whatever it is that this in-market segment is. So in this case, equipment or accessories for swimming or other aquatic sports. So we'll do in-market for toys, we'll do babies and children's products, we'll do all users, and we'll just keep those 3 for right now. So we're observing those 3 audiences right now. Now, you could do targeting, but basically this narrows the reach of your campaign only to these selected segments. So you definitely want to select more segments if you're narrowing your reach at all. But I really recommend it to use observation over targeting, because then you don't narrow the reach of your campaign and you can adjust the bids on your selected segments. So that's what we want to do, is observation. Now, broad match keywords. So Google Ads has actually improved broad match keywords. Basically, they got rid of what were called modified broad match keywords. There are 3 different keyword match types: phrase match keywords, broad match keywords, and exact match keywords. For large budget campaigns and campaigns where you want to test, you want to optimize, you should just turn this on. Use broad match keywords for your entire campaign. There will be more of a testing period. So over the first month or 2, you may end up noticing more irrelevant search terms in your search terms report. You may notice that there are certain things your ads are being triggered for where it's not as targeted as it would be with phrase match and exact match keywords. So definitely use this for if you have a larger budget, if you want to do a little bit more testing. If you're saying, okay, I would rather just use some of the keyword match types, you can still use only broad match keywords even if you turn this off. So a lot of times I'll turn this off anyway, just because there's times where you may want to test an exact match keyword somewhere or a phrase match keyword somewhere where you want to keep things a little bit more targeted. So that's why I turn this off generally. But I have moved more towards using broad match keywords. It really depends on what account you're working on. So we're going to keep this off for now and come over to more settings. Ad rotation, we want to prefer the best performing ads. You can set start and end dates for your campaign. So if you want to schedule this campaign for a later date, you can. Come over here to more settings, ad schedule. So if you only want ads to run Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, then you can do that as well. Brand restrictions you can add. I'm not going to go over that in this video. I will create a separate video about brand restrictions and campaign URL options. I don't generally use this too often, so not going to go over it in this video. So let's click on next, and now we can get started with building our ad groups. So it's going to start with, so a new keyword experience. Your keyword suggestions. These keywords were generated based on your website's content. Edit or remove keywords to customize your campaign. So you can enter different URLs up here at the top. Basically, they're saying based on a lot of the content that I have on my website, on some of the product categories I have on my website, these are some of the keywords they would recommend targeting. Now, what you don't want to do is create one ad group targeting all of these keywords, because somebody who's searching for Montessori toys for 4-year-olds probably looking for something different than somebody who is looking for best toys 2023. So just keep that in mind as you're targeting keywords. Now, generally what I will do, and this is usually the way that I try to structure my campaigns, is when I'm creating ad groups. So we'll start with our first ad group. One of the easiest way to organize your ad groups is by coming into your website, understanding exactly where you want to send traffic to. So if I start with Montessori bath toys, and I take this page right here, so we'll open up this page. Okay, so we have Montessori bath toys here at the top. Now, I'm all about trying to drive relevance within my Google Ads campaign. So I want my advertisements, I want my keywords, I want my landing pages to all line up as much as I possibly can. So with my ad group here, we're going to name our ad group, and we are going to do Montessori bath toys. Okay, so this will be our first ad group, and we could do get keyword suggestions. And what you could do is actually take your URL here. So we'll copy our URL, come back over to Google Ads, enter our URL here. You could also enter the keywords here and just do Montessori bath toys and update our keyword suggestions. So yes, replace the current keywords. Okay, so now these are the keywords that they recommended: Montessori bath toys, Montessori, Montessori bath time, and best Montessori bath toys. Truthfully, if we just target this as a broad match keyword, it will match all of these searches as well. So you don't really need to add each of these individual keywords. If you just want to add this keyword here, Montessori bath toys is the same exact keyword as bath toys Montessori. Even if you're using phrase match keywords, it should still probably match all of these different search terms here as well. So depending on the types of keyword match type that you want to use. So for this campaign, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to start with broad match keywords, because I want to use that as an example showing the search terms report. So we'll do that in a follow-up video and then go over some different ways to optimize in a follow-up video as well. So for enter keywords here, Montessori bath toys, we're just going to do the broad match keyword, and we're going to scroll down, do one keyword in this ad group. Now, I'm not someone who says you need to use single keyword ad groups. You can add more keywords to an ad group, especially if it makes sense to add multiple keywords depending on what your landing page actually is. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Some people are only believe in single keyword ad groups, but most people basically will say, we can add 5, 6, 10 keywords in a single ad group if there are enough relevant keyword phrases that wouldn't actually match well enough with this broad match keyword. Okay, so from there, we now have our ad group, Montessori bath toys, the keyword we're targeting, Montessori bath toys. You could leave the other keywords in there if you want, but we're just going to leave that one right there. If you want to grow your website organically and watch me grow a new website in the process and learn how to create a successful YouTube channel, join Surfside VIP. It is my members only section where I'll be going over SEO, affiliate marketing, keyword research, and more. If you join, you will get access to all of my premium videos and all of my website courses. So join Surfside VIP by going to any of my videos and clicking on the join button at the bottom, or by going directly to surfsideppc.com/membership, which will bring you directly into the membership program. It costs $2.99 a month. It is less than $36 a year, and you will get access to all of my ebooks. You will get access to all of my courses. You will get access to everything that I create within the membership section. Okay, let's get back to the video. Scrolling down and our final URL. So this is your landing page. So we want our landing pages, ads, keywords to all match. Let's copy our landing page here, come back over to our final URL, and we're going to paste, make sure we do this properly, paste that there. So now we have our final URL set. Display path, so brickpop.com/bathtoys, basically just making our ad as relevant as possible. Headlines, we can add 15 different headlines. So these are responsive search ads. Google Ads is going to basically create a ton of different ad variations based on all of our headlines and our description lines. And then they'll use our display path as well. And then what we also want to do is create assets for our campaign. So that's another thing that we want to do. And we will go over assets at the very end of this as we're creating advertisements. But now what we need to do is add 15 headlines. Now the key with adding headlines, and what you could do is come over here to more ideas. They'll give us a couple different ideas. So we could do Montessori bath toys. What you can do is say, I want to pin this in position 1. You could also do best Montessori bath toys and pin this in position 1. Basically what that's doing is it's telling Google, we'll click on the X here, it's telling Google, I want that to be the first thing that people see, is one of these 2 different headlines when they search my keyword. So that's one thing that you can do. I generally don't pin too often, but in this case, we'll pin for right now. Sometimes it messes with the ad strength, but we want to make excellent ad strength ads. So let's keep coming down here and adding more headlines. So I generally do the brand name. We can do the Brick Pop Toy Shop. Okay, so we'll do a couple different things like that. Make sure we do Brick Pop. Okay, so now we have 4 headlines. If you come over here to add headlines and do view ideas, so I use this all the time, call to action phrases, order online, shop online now, could do affordable options. Basically, the best way to create your advertisements is to use a variety of headlines. So you don't just want everything to be a variation on Montessori bath toys or best Montessori bath toys. You basically want to use all sorts of different headlines here. And again, Google Ads will mix and match your headlines. If we come up to the top here, just looking at here, so Montessori bath toys, Brick Pop Toy Shop. We do shop the best bath toys, and we'll keep scrolling down here. So we'll use that one. We'll do shop the best bath toys. We'll do shop Montessori bath toys, educational bath toys. So we'll use a few different ones with bath toys in there, and that should be enough for that for now. And then we'll add all of our headlines. I always use all 15. So we'll add some more here. So we'll just do shop our toy selection. We have educational toys. Your kids will love our toys. Okay, and the last 2, what we'll do is just official website and high quality products. So now I think we have all 15 here. We have 1 left. Okay, we have 1 headline left here. So let's say, now you'll see there's things with inventory, there's things with location, shipping. So let's just say in stock and ready to ship. Okay, so now we have all of our headlines here. Our ad strength is still average. We need to fill out our description lines. So we're going to click on the X here and let's fill out our description lines. There's 4 description lines here. So for these, I'm going to fill out all 4, and then they will give you some ideas here. And if you come to make descriptions unique and click on view ideas, they'll give you any ideas that are there. Generally, they don't have a ton of ideas, especially if you just created your account. So I will add 4 description lines here. I'm going to fast forward to this part a little bit because writing description lines is a little bit boring. Okay, so we added our 4 description lines here. My ad strength is excellent. So that's what you're looking for, is an excellent ad strength. If we look at our description lines, shop the top-rated Montessori toys for bath time at Brick Pop. Discover the best selection of Montessori bath toys and educational toys that we love. High-quality Montessori toys at the best prices. Shop our bath toys today. Shop exceptional Montessori bath toys at unbeatable prices. Get your toys at Brick Pop. So we have an excellent ad strength. Now, one thing I want to show you is I remove these pins. If we put these pins back, show only in position 1, what generally happens is immediately your ad strength goes to average. So what we can do is just use maybe this 1 Montessori bath toys in position 1, still showing an average ad strength. So you can do this still. It really shouldn't impact your campaign performance. I'm just going to leave this wide open, and Google Ads should return some nice advertisements for us. This is the problem, is you don't want an ad like this, but generally they're not making ads that are like this when somebody's searching for your Montessori bath toys, because they want the ads to also match what people are looking for. So that is really a matter of preference. Maybe we will just pin these because I'd rather have these two in position 1 and give Google the ability to put whatever else they want in these other positions here. So we have our final URL, we have our display path. If we keep scrolling down, we have our 15 headlines. Keep scrolling down, we have 4 different description lines, and next is going to be business name and logos. If you don't have a name or a logo, Google will use your URL to add them for you. What you have to do here is click on Get Access, and you have to complete the advertiser verification. So this is something that maybe I'll create a video showing the advertiser verification, going through this process. For right now, I'm not going to go through this, but basically for more features and fewer limits, complete advertiser verification can take up to 20 days to be reviewed. So this is something that we do want to add here, and I will go over a little bit more about this. Now, they are making sure that they verify every advertiser that uses Google Ads, so you need to complete the advertiser verification, otherwise they may limit your ability to run ads on Google. So let's come back over here. We will do this in a follow-up video so we can get our advertiser verification actually approved. Next is going to be our site links. Now, this is saying improve your responsive search ads by improving headlines and descriptions. Basically, we're average here because we did the 2 pinned headlines at the very top. So what we want to do next is add some site links. Add 4 or more to maximize performance. You can add site links at the campaign level, and you can add site links to the ad group level. When we're creating our campaign, these are going to be added to the campaign level. So these site links will be used by every single different ad group that we have. And we can also add ad group specific site links depending on what it is that we're promoting. And some of the examples that I've used in the past is, let's just say we are targeting the keyword Montessori toys. What we could do is take some popular categories like Montessori math toys. We could do Montessori play gyms, Montessori puzzles, stacking toys, and basically take some of those popular categories and use those as our site links. In this case, if I'm adding them to the ad group level and my whole entire campaign is going to be more geared towards Montessori toys, then what we could do is we'll start with shop all Montessori toys. So basically give people the option to see all of our categories and subcategories for Montessori toys. You want to add your description lines here and your final URL. So we'll come over here. We will take our category page here, come back over to our campaign, paste this final URL. Let's write a couple description lines here real quick. Okay, so we have shop all Montessori toys, discover all types of educational Montessori toys that we love. Now, the best practice with site links is add a minimum of 4 site links to the campaign level. You should also add site links to the ad group level to basically increase your ad relevancy. If your entire campaign is based around Montessori toys, you could basically just set up 8, 9 different campaign level site links, and Google will show the ones that tend to perform the best. These aren't going to show for every single search, but usually if you have the top position, or depending on where your advertisement is, it'll show site links or other assets. Now, there's other assets. We'll go over those after we create our site links. I'm just basically going to set up site links, callouts, and structured snippets in this video, but I'll go through all the different assets here. So we have our first site link. I'm going to fast forward through this a little bit so I can add the other site links here, and then I'll go over and review what I added. Okay, so we have Montessori math toys. Kids can learn math by using our Montessori math toys. Links out to our final URL for that product category. Montessori stacking toys can help children learn how to build and balance. Links out to the correct URL here as well. And then we have Montessori play gyms. Get kids moving and active with our premium Montessori play gyms. So you'll see our final URL here as well. Remove this at the end. We can add more site links, but creating 4 for now, we can click on create and we will add these to our campaign. So you'll see we can add up to 20 different site links for our campaign. So these are perfect. We're going to click on save. And now we have 4 site links added to our responsive search ads. Next is going to be callouts. So callouts are basically just quick bits of information. So depending on what you're actually promoting, it could be something like start a free trial. It could be things like free shipping, free returns. Basically, too long, but basically you're looking for different ways to highlight some of the different benefits that your business offers. So these are some of your unique selling points or some of the things that may cause people a little bit of hesitation before they go to your website and purchase from you. So you could do something like free 3-day shipping, something like that. So we'll add a few different callouts here. These aren't all necessarily truthful because I am sending people to Amazon affiliate products, although Amazon does offer some pretty good shipping options as well. So we could always say, free shipping over whatever Amazon, over $35 or whatever it is. So we'll add a few more call-out texts here. Okay, so we have free 3-day shipping, improved child development, premium Montessori toys, and 30-day return policy. Now, I should get rid of these two here. Before I launch this campaign, I will change these callouts. Maybe we'll just do them different here, but you want to use some of the different benefits from your website. So huge selection of toys, all type. Okay, so we have huge selection of toys, improved child development, premium Montessori toys, top rated. Okay, we probably want to switch to this bottom one here. Let's do, okay, we have huge selection of toys, improved child development, premium Montessori toys, shop Brick Pop today. So we have our 4 different callouts here. We're going to click on save, and we will apply these to our campaign now. And now there are more asset types. So that's all I'm going to go over for right now. Now, promotions, if you're running any limited time promotions, you can see they have occasion here. So you could choose any of these different occasions that they have from the list. And then when you choose an occasion, you could choose set your language, your currency, the promotion type, so monetary discount, percent discount, up to monetary discount, up to percent discount. So if you do percent discount, you have a 10% off sale, which specific item, and then your final URL, promotion details on orders over a certain amount, and these will all show within your advertisement, however you set them up. So whatever promotion you're running, you could put these within your ads, and you can add these to the campaign level. Prices, if you have fixed prices for certain things, you can come over here to prices. You're going to see the type is going to be the main thing you're changing here. So maybe it's going to be services, and you enter your different services and how much they actually cost. So if you have fixed prices, you could do something like that. They also have, so over here, a qualifier. You could do from, up to, and average. So you could, even if you don't have fixed prices, if you have a range of prices, you could also use that as well. So calls, you can add a phone number to your ad. I obviously don't want calls for brickpop.com, but what you could do is enter your phone number, and then you could actually set a conversion action with call reporting turned on. So if we come down here to advanced options, you can set a specific schedule. So if you're only answering phone calls during certain hours of the day, you don't want phone calls in the middle of the night, making sure that your phone call asset is only, or your call asset is only showing when you actually answer the phone. Now, structured snippets is something I could add for Montessori toys. Maybe we'll just do it quickly, but you'll see a lot of different options here as far as the header type. Amenities, brands, courses, degree programs, so destinations, featured hotels, models, neighborhoods, service catalog, shows, styles, and types. I could use types here and do things like math toys, bath toys, busy boards, and just enter all the different types of, so we'll do stacking toys, and we'll do something like sensory toys. Okay, so we can add those as different types for structured snippets. So you'll see here it's going to say types, and then have all of those different types of toys that we have here. I could do Montessori math toys, bath toys, but this is probably a better way to set it up. Now you could also do, if anything applies to your business, you can change the header type. So if you're a hotel, you can list all of your amenities. Maybe you have a lazy river, you have free breakfast, whatever it is. So we'll do types here, and we will click on save, and we will apply this as well. So now we have our structured snippets, we have our callouts, we have our site links. So let's come down here to lead forms. So lead forms, what you can actually do, you have to view and accept the terms. I'm not going to be actually setting up a lead form right now. So headline, business name, description, and then you set whatever questions you want people to fill out. Now, generally, the more you qualify someone, the better the lead's going to be. So if you're just doing name and email, for example, you're probably not going to get as high quality leads as you would if you do name, email. Maybe you want to do company name. Maybe you want to do something like, you could add your own qualifying questions here, but you could do name, maybe city, just to make sure they are in an area you actually serve. So depending on what types of leads you're trying to drive, you can also add lead forms directly to your campaign as well. If you have a mobile app, you can add a mobile app to your campaign too. So we've added our assets here and gone over some of the other asset types that you can use. So we're going to click on done, and now we have our advertisement created. We're targeting Montessori bath toys. Our ad group is Montessori bath toys, and based on our ad, I mean, we just enter this here to get keyword suggestions. This is the final URL where we will be sending our traffic to. So let's scroll down here. We're going to click on next again. Next, we want to set our average daily budget for our campaign. Now, one of the things you're going to see is for the month, you won't pay more than your daily budget times the average number of days in a month. So the average number of days in a month is 30.4. So take your average daily budget. If you say $10, for example, that means that, now this is a really low budget, but that means that over the course of a month, you're going to spend around $304. You won't spend more than $304. If you're not hitting your daily budget every day, you're obviously going to spend less. Now, the way Google Ads works is they're going to spend your budget differently on different days, where one day you may spend $12, the next day you may spend $8. The next day you may spend $15, the next day you may spend $7. But it's always going to even out over the course of a month. So if you stop your ads after a week, you may spend more than $70 in a week if you have a $10 daily budget. Google isn't saying we are going to spend exactly $10 every single day. So just keep that in mind as you set your daily budget. But for this campaign, what I would probably do, obviously we need to add a lot more ad groups. We will do that after we launch our campaign. But what I would probably do is set a daily budget and start around $50. You could always start a little bit lower and then increase as you go. Now, again, this is not actually a campaign that I want to run for this business. So I'm going to set my budget pretty low throughout here, and we're just going to set an average daily budget. We'll just set $5 a day for right now. Saying advertisers commonly use a budget of at least $20. Obviously, $5 is way too low, but this is not a campaign that I really want to run because I'd rather just focus on organic growth for this specific website. So use the daily budget based on how much your monthly budget is. Divide your monthly budget by 30.4, and you have your daily budget. So your campaign is ready to publish. Draw more attention by adding at least 4 site links. We did do that already. Bidding is maximize conversions. Our goal is outbound clicks. An objective of leads. Budget is just saying is too low. Networks, Google Search Network search partners. We have some audience added. Broad match keywords. So you can turn this off if you want. You can still use different keyword match types. If you turn it on, then your campaign will only use broad match keywords. So let's publish this campaign. Okay, so you're going to see your ad groups are under review. As soon as your ads are approved, they'll be eligible to start showing to customers. So we have our campaign created. We have a policy review. It's saying in progress, 1 to 2 days. Generally, for a new account, it's a little bit longer when you're launching a campaign, but they usually approve everything and have everything running pretty quickly. If you want to, while you're working on your campaign, make sure that you're not spending your entire budget on the one ad group that we've created. Now, if we do come into our ad group, so you'll see at the very top, it's view filters. So it's saying all campaign. We're looking at our BrickPop search campaign that we just created. Our ad group is the Montessori bath toys. And under campaigns here, what you can do is click on ads. So this is going to open up your ads. It's going to say you're viewing data between whatever your data is here. Scroll down, and what you can do, now this ad is still under review, but for right now, we can pause our advertisements as we continue to build out the rest of our campaign. So let's come over here to ad groups, and the next thing that we want to do is start creating more ad groups within our campaign. And let's just say I want to create an ad group for all of these different product categories that I have on my website. So what we could do next is we did bath toys. Let's just go right to busy boards. We'll copy the link address because we're going to be sending our final URL. This will be our landing page for this ad group. So let's come over to Google Ads. Now I'm just going to create one more ad group here because once I create one, you kind of get the idea of, okay, this is the process that we're using. Just continuously create ad groups, target keywords. So let's click on the plus sign. Okay, so setting up our ad group. There's 2 different options, standard and dynamic. I will go over dynamic ad groups as well, so dynamic search ads. We're going to stick to standard for right now, and we will use Montessori busy boards. Okay, so we'll enter our URL here so we can scan for some keywords. Maybe we'll add a few more keywords here. We'll do get keyword suggestions. See how it works with just our landing page. Okay, so they gave us way too many here, but what we could do is you're seeing busy board toy. Maybe we'll target busy board toy and Montessori busy boards. So both of these are targeted keywords that we can use for this ad group. So we'll use both of these and see how this keyword actually performs. So we'll scroll down, save and continue, and now we're going to create our ads again. Now, generally, when you create your ads, it's going to pull in all of the information from your other ads. So you could do this pretty quickly by just basically going up here and doing, instead of Montessori bath toys, we will do Montessori busy boards and just copy and paste this everywhere we had our bath toys. Obviously, if you have anything specific to whatever your previous headlines or description lines were, then you want to change those as well. So BrickPop shop the best busy board toys, shop Montessori busy boards, educational busy boards, shop our toy selection. Okay, we'll do shop our busy boards here. Keep scrolling down, official website, in stock, ready to ship. Make sure we don't have any bath toys still listed here. Okay, so we're all good there. Our display path, we want to do busy boards. Make sure we have the right landing page. We do not. We are going to come back over here and get we're still on bath toys. Get the correct landing page here, come back over to our campaign, and enter our final URL. Okay, so we have our final URL there, and now we're going to keep scrolling down. Okay, ad strength is poor right now, probably because our description lines don't match our headlines. So let's just take shop the top rated Montessori toys, and we'll do and busy boards at BrickPop. Discover the best selection of Montessori busy boards and educational toys that we love. High quality Montessori. Shop our busy boards today, and then shop exceptional Montessori busy boards. Let's make sure we have this all correct here. At unbeatable prices, get your toys at BrickPop. Now our ad strength is poor, probably because we have these pinned. Let's see what happens if we unpin these. Still poor. Include popular keywords in your headlines. So they don't have any headline suggestions. Add more headlines. No suggestions here. If you're seeing poor here and you feel pretty good about the ads you created, so my final URL is Montessori Busy Boards. Display path includes my keyword. Basically, everything here looks very targeted. A lot of times when you're building ads, this will show poor in here, even though it is an excellent ad, just because it's not updating what this is actually showing. So that's perfectly fine. We'll pin these in position 1 because I think it makes more sense to have these in the position 1 on our advertisements. Don't use this as basically I have to have an excellent ad strength to create my ads, because you'll sit here all day sometimes and it just won't update even if your ads look good. Now, sometimes what I'll do is a quick Control F and just make sure, or Command F if you're using a Mac, just make sure it doesn't say bath toys anywhere on the page. Okay, so it's saying 1, but it's not showing it. So I don't think there's any bath toy keywords here. I usually check at the very end. Now, what we could also do is add some more site links here or some more asset types. We could do these at the ad group level as well, so I'll show you how to do that after we finish. So let's click on Done. We have our Montessori Busy Boards here. Click on Save and Continue. Okay, so now we have our 2 ad groups. A couple different things that I would recommend. Now, for Montessori Busy Boards, one of the things that you can do is we have our 2 keywords here. Let's come over to our ads first and foremost. One of the things that you can do, and we're going to pause this for now, is we can take this advertisement, come over here to edit, and we can copy it and we can paste it. Okay, so we're going to select our search campaign. We are going to be doing our Montessori Busy Boards here, clicking on Done. We can pause new ads after pasting. If it already exists in destination, we're going to create a duplicate and click on paste. Now what we can do is if I come back over to my website, I actually have a blog post that is very similar to the product category page. Almost hoping my blog posts rank rather than the product category pages, but we'll go based on whatever has the highest conversion rate. And with Google Ads, what we can do is we can actually test this page where we have 18 Montessori Busy Boards. Again, you can see me creating this content. I still need to add descriptions here for these products, but you can see me creating this content through the members section. If you go to surfsideppc.com/membership, you can join right from this video. There's a little join button right underneath. Promise you it's going to be worth every penny if you're trying to grow your website. So we have 18 different products here. I'm eventually going to list some of the products from my actual product category page for Busy Boards here as well, but we'll take this URL, and all we're going to do is we're going to come over here. So this pasted our ad. This is our new advertisement is bold, so we're going to click on Edit. And all we need to do, so we're basically A/B testing this advertisement. All we need to do is update this final URL. So we update the final URL to this other one, and now what Google Ads will do is send traffic to this page and send traffic to our product category page. Whatever performs better is going to be the winning ad. So generally, in what I've seen when I have ran campaigns like this, is the product category is going to, okay, so just showing us back to campaign, just seeing what some of these guides are here. Now, this is the first time I'm using this within this account, so they're showing me all of these different guides. But now we have 2 different ads here, basically 2 identical ads here with 2 different final URLs. So we can test our landing pages that way. Now, I think you can create a total of 3 responsive search ads per ad group. I generally don't run more than 2 because even if you have 2 and you're using unique headlines, maybe one you're focused on more promotion, one you're focused more on selling your actual products or your services, even if you have 2 different advertisements, I mean, that gives you access to 30 headlines, 8 description lines, and Google Ads is going to test all of those where you generally don't need a 3rd responsive search ad. In a high budget campaign, there's no downside to running a 3rd responsive search ad as well, but test one thing at a time, whether it's advertisement or a landing page. You can't test a bunch of things at once. Now, the next thing I want to go over is we are in our ad group Montessori Busy Boards. If we come over to our ad group again, and we are looking at our Montessori Busy Boards ad group. Click on assets and go to our assets here. There are certain assets you can add to the ad group level. So if we click on the plus sign here, and let's just use SiteLink as an example. Now, some of the things we can get, we need to complete our advertiser verification. So I'll go through these later on. You could also add locations. So if you have a specific address, this will pull in from your Google business profile. And you definitely, if you have a location, want to add that there. If you're running a promotion, again, add that. If you want leads, add those. There's a bunch of different assets that will only improve your campaign performance. Let's choose SiteLink here, and to the ad group level. 2 unique SiteLink assets are required for site links to show in your ads. We already have 4. It's going to say to maximize performance, add 4 or more. Now, what's going to happen is if we create an ad group level SiteLink extension here, it's going to take precedence over our campaign level SiteLink extensions. So you still want to use campaign level site links, but if you use ad groups, you can basically make your ad more relevant. Now, in this case, I'm using the Montessori Busy Boards example. So it's really, there's not specific pages that I'm like, I need people to go see some of these pages. But what I could do is just say, you know what, I want people to be able to see maybe something like Montessori puzzles. So we can say, let's add Montessori puzzles, because Busy Boards, puzzles, somewhat similar, not exactly, but we can copy this link address just to go over the example. We will enter this as our final URL, Montessori puzzles here, and we will add this as an ad group level site link extension. Now, I would probably just still add this to the campaign level, but just want to use this as an example. There's certain times where ad group level can be much better. So in the example that I've used in the past, if you have all sorts of different ad groups and you're running for a home decor brand, and maybe one of your ad groups is targeting bedding, then at the ad group level, what you want to do is some things like duvet covers, quilts, sheets, throw pillows, blankets, so things people may purchase along with bedding. So that's just one way to kind of look at your ad group level site link extensions are very relevant pages to whatever your ad group is targeting. So we'll use Montessori puzzles here, and we will do, okay, so shop the top rated wooden puzzles and Montessori shape puzzles. So we have our final URL, and we will click on save. Okay, and what you're going to see as we scroll down here, on this level here, we have campaign, and now we have Montessori puzzles at the ad group level for Montessori Busy Boards. So just another way to make your ads more relevant, another way to improve campaign performance. Now, let's come back over to our search campaign. A few different things that I want to go over really quickly with our campaign. Now, one thing I want to do is just make sure all my ads are paused here. Okay, so we have all of our ads paused. Now, what I want to go over is first, if we come over to our actual campaign itself, so we're within our search campaign. Okay, first things first, optimization score up here. So this is going to show basically everything as far as our optimization, and they may give us some recommendations. Sometimes they may say increase your budget or target all these different keywords. So use whatever recommendations seem like they make the most sense for you. You don't have to raise your budgets because Google Ads tells you to. You don't have to target every keyword because Google Ads tells you to. So this is one option as far as looking at your overall optimization score. Now, if we come over to our search campaign and click on the little gear here, we can open up our campaign settings just to make sure we have everything the way we want it to. Goals, use campaign-specific goal, outbound clicks, customer acquisition, bid equally for new and existing customers. One of the things you can do is only bid for new customers. Now, this is saying this campaign will not run. You need to have an audience segment with at least 1,000 active members in at least one network to turn off this setting. So I can't actually do this, but if you do have a lot of customers and you're really focusing on new customer acquisition, you can create a campaign that only focuses on new customers. So that's one thing to keep in mind for larger businesses. Leads is going to be my objective. Technically, it's affiliate sales, but basically I'm just tracking outbound clicks as a lead. Bidding strategy is one of the things I want to go over. Now, overall, this is all the way that I want it to be. So we have all of our settings good to go. All ads are under review. Hopefully we get approved here. Okay, now next what I want to go over are bid strategies. So for a campaign like this with a really low budget, one of the things you may want to consider doing is setting a bid limit. Now, if we come over here to our tools here, you're going to see budgets and bidding. A few different things that we can go over here. Shared budgets, you can actually share one budget among multiple campaigns. So let's say you're running a search campaign, a shopping campaign, a Performance Max campaign, and you want to spend $100 a day. You can use a shared budget for those campaigns. Bid strategies here, what I want to go over really quick with bid strategies is we can create a portfolio bid strategy and apply it to our campaign. Now, what I can do here is say target CPA, and if we scroll down here to advanced options, you're going to see minimum bid limit and maximum bid limit. Keep in mind that setting a maximum bid limit is going to keep you from actually joining specific auctions. So if the average cost per click for a keyword like Montessori math toys, for example, is 75 cents, there may be a threshold where if you're not bidding enough, you're just not going to enter the Google Ads auction. So it really depends on what your competitors are bidding. You cannot set too low of a maximum bid limit, otherwise your ads will never show up. So if I'm targeting a keyword like injury lawyer, you may have to bid very high. I would not recommend setting a maximum bid limit, and if you do, you have to make sure it's much higher than the average bids that people are actually using. Now, you can find more data for bidding by going to the Keyword Planner. I will finish off the video by going over the Keyword Planner really quick. You can find all of your keywords with the Keyword Planner. Now, Google Ads has that built-in keyword tool, so the Keyword Planner, if you do want to use it to build a huge keyword list, I almost use it more for SEO at this point, but it's still an effective tool for your Google Ads campaigns, obviously. So create a shared budget to use, no. So we're going to select our campaign here. We're going to use the BrickPop search campaign, click on done. I'm going to do target CPA, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get it under $2. So we'll call this target CPA $2. Our target CPA is going to be set to $2. I obviously want to get this lower. Now, every click out on these affiliate links are definitely worth way less than $2. So not the greatest example for this type of business, but if, for example, every single lead, we've gone over this, is $30, set your target CPA, $15, $10. Your goal is to get it as low as possible. So you obviously want to run a revenue positive campaign where you have a positive return on ad spend. And if your target CPA is $50 and every single conversion on your website is worth $30, then you're essentially losing money unless you are optimizing for your customer lifetime value and focusing on growing new customers and basically improving your overall customer lifetime value. So let's come over here. We're going to set this at $2. That's why I don't really run ads for this type of business. So every now and then there's people that will be like, how are you going to actually drive conversions with a $5 budget? This is really just an example. What I would probably want to do is set my target CPA to like 25 cents, but it's not really overly realistic. So let's set a $2 target CPA. I would obviously want my budget, if my target CPA is $2, to be much higher than $5. So I don't plan to run this campaign at a huge budget because it's just not going to be profitable for me. And I'm all about profit when it comes to running advertising. So we are going to set this at $2. I would probably recommend setting a minimum budget if your target CPA is $2. Multiply it by 10, and that should probably be your absolute minimum. You should probably spend more than that, but if your target CPA is $30, for example, you probably want to be spending $300 a day, at least $100 a day, but you're not going to get enough data to actually drive conversions. So you really want to make sure that you have a high enough budget to be setting a target CPA like that. So $2 for our target CPA here. And what we're going to do is not use a shared budget. We're going to set a maximum bid limit here. And I'm going to set this very low to get started. We can always increase this. We can always decrease this. We can always change all of this. So my maximum bid limit I'm going to set is 35 cents. Now, the one area that worries me if I have my bid limit this low is targeting broad match keywords, but we're going to do it and we're going to see what happens. So try to drive as many clicks as possible within our $5 budget. But the problem with bidding this low is we're basically going to be entering auctions that other advertisers don't find as valuable. So really, ideally, you don't want to set maximum bid limits. You want to leave this wide open. You want to allow Google Ads to enter all sorts of different auctions, even if you're spending a little bit more per click than you'd like to. Google Ads is going to use all of that testing data, and over time, what you can do is if your bids are a little bit too high to run a profitable campaign, say, you know what, I can't be spending more than $2 per click. Then what we're going to do is we're going to set a maximum bid limit of $2 per click and see how that works for us. In this case, we're going to use 35 cents. Again, these are examples, so don't use my numbers. Use something that works better for whatever business you're running ads for. So we're going to click on Save, and now this is going to add this to our campaign. Okay, so campaign successfully added to the portfolio bid strategy. Our previous target CPA bid strategy has been replaced for our campaign. If we come in here really quick, we select our campaign. Okay, coming over here, clicking on campaigns on the left. So we come in here to our settings. You're going to see our bidding strategy is going to be changed now. So we went from maximize conversions to target CPA with a set bid limit, and that's all managed through our portfolio bid strategy. So right now we're basically ready to run this campaign. What you want to be looking out for is over here on the right-hand side, you're going to start getting clicks, impressions. You can see what your click-through rate is, your average cost per click, your total cost, and then we have conversions, conversion rate, and our cost per conversion. So ultimately what we're trying to do is drive conversions, always. You're trying to maximize your return on ad spend. If you come over here to columns and modify columns, you can look, there's a bunch of different columns you can choose from. This doesn't look great on my laptop, but a bunch of different things you could choose from. So results, results value, we have conversions. So you could also do conversion value. Now every conversion for me counts as one. So conversion value will be the same basically as conversions, but you do want to use conversion value for anything you're selling, Shopify websites, WooCommerce websites. So anytime you are actually selling physical products or anything like that. Attribution, so you can look up conversions for your current model, applies to your current attribution model. So we're using data driven. So you can look up a little bit more data around attribution models, competitive metrics, search impression share. So basically the impressions you've received divided by estimated number of impressions you are eligible to receive. So different things that we can look at, but I don't want to get too in the weeds here with all of these different columns and all these different things that we can go through. So for right now, what you want to continue doing is we come over here to the ad groups for our campaign, and the goal is to build out as many ad groups as possible for your business. So for me, if I come over here to the Montessori toys category, I would want to do one for bath toys, busy boards, math toys, placemats, stacking toys, puzzles, play kitchens, play gyms, wooden toys. Those are all the categories I have right now. Those would be all the ad groups I would create, and I'd continue following the exact strategy I already showed you. So what you want to do with Google Ads is always test, run your campaigns. Don't get worried if your campaigns are not giving you a positive return on ad spend immediately, because it may take some time to do some testing, figure out which keywords are working. You can constantly improve your landing pages. So what you may want to do is set up custom landing pages. Whereas you send people to a page like this, you can also create a custom landing page that looks a little better on mobile, where people will get in there. You may just have a quick headline at the top, basically a filter thing, so people can kind of look through all the different filters on your website. So something like this where they can sort things, where they can find the types of products they're looking for using different categories. And then what you have is a much cleaner page. So I'll go over a little more about building custom landing pages, but for right now, keeping things simple for this tutorial. Last thing I want to quickly go over is tools and the keyword planner, so you have an idea of how much you need to bid for specific keywords. So assign keywords to ad groups automatically. Let's explore the keyword planner. Okay, so we are going to click on discover new keywords, and if I do Montessori toys here, enter and click on get results. Okay, so to get more detailed statistics, run a campaign. Now we're running a campaign, but we still need to spend a little bit for the campaign to actually show. Don't like the way this is showing on my laptop. I don't know why it's looking like this, but real quick, if we come over here on the right-hand side, I don't know why I can't expand this. Okay, so we'll scroll down here. We have show rows, 10 rows. Let's just do 50 rows. And then what you want to do is scroll over here. Now this definitely looks better if I have my screen expanded, so I probably need to update my keyword planner tutorial again. But what we're looking for over here on the right is top of page bid, the low range, and top of page bid, the high range. So just to go over the low range, shows the lower range of what advertisers have historically paid for a keyword's top of page bid based on location and search network settings. The average CPC of your keywords may vary. So you're seeing a pretty wide variety of bids here for Montessori toys. One of the keywords we're targeting is Montessori busy boards. So if we scroll over, you're going to see top of page bid on the low range is 34 cents. I set my maximum CPC bids to 35 cents. So clearly the main thing for me is I need to make sure I have the strongest ads possible so I can maximize basically my overall ad rank with limited bids. So the best thing you could do for that is create a really organized campaign with really organized ad groups, which I feel like we've done already. But for right now, what we want to do is run this campaign for a little bit, see how it performs, and we will go from there. Now, for people who watch this video, I am going to be basically recreating this campaign from scratch and doing a very, very long video on search campaigns, just a overall everything that I can possibly teach you about search campaigns. So we will be doing that later on. But for right now, we have our campaign running. It's saying our ads are paused, so we're not going to be serving impressions yet. I want to build out this campaign a little bit or create the full campaign. And then what we will do is we will run that campaign for a little bit and see how it performs. So if you have any questions about any of this, please leave them in the comments section. Thank you for watching my video today, and make sure you subscribe to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel.